right, welcome, y'all.
Hey, Thomas.
Hey, how's it going, Miss Tammy?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
Who did you bring?
Well, last time I said hi to Mom, so let's bring Mom in here.
Yeah, Tom and Mom.
Tom and Mom.
I love it. Welcome, Mom.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
We're excited to have you. So, sorry with these glasses. I got to go on and off because they're readers. Okay. So you are in Mississippi and you are building a fan base there for Grit, Suicide, and Murder.
I'm trying.
I love that. Thank you so much. And Thomas, you've been on the podcast before.
Yep.
How have you been? Anything new?
Nope, nothing new. Third time.
Nothing new.
Third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm. I mean, 1 and 2 was good. So,
That's right.
Okay. Y'all ready for a story?
I'm ready.
All right. So this story is going to be taking place in 2021, not too long ago. So I'm going to give you a few little tidbits of what was going on in 2021. This one's really weird. 2 wild boars attacked Shakira in Barcelona and took her bag of personal items. And I had to read it about 4 times before I actually understood. My brain got it. You know who Shakira is, Mom?
No.
She's a singer. Hips don't lie. You know?
No.
No. Okay. Tom, you know?
I do.
Okay.
I'm country.
Okay. No, I mean, I just figured you'd know who Shakira was. So anyway, you'll know this one. At least this person. A pair of Michael Jordan's 1984 Nike Air Ships broke the record for the highest selling sneakers at an auction. They sold for $1.4 million in 2021.
Wow. I wish I was the owner of those.
Maybe, I mean, you got sneakers in your closet. Give it a shot.
Not Michael Jordan's.
No, he actually wore these. That's why they got so much.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would pay to wear mine.
They're actually the earliest known shoes he wore in a regular season. So,
wow.
But you know who Michael Jordan is.
I do.
Got that. Okay, we're 1 for 1. I think you'll know who these people are too. In 2021, Hasbro announced that their Mr. Potato Head brand was changing its name to be gender inclusive.
No.
The brand changed from Mr. Potato Head to just Potato Head.
No fun.
I mean, like, can people who are gender fluid or confused or whatever, can't they play with a Mr. or Mrs. Potato Head? Like, do they have to be gender neutral for them to play with them? I don't understand.
Does it still have the mustache?
I mean, I feel like it would.
I feel like you gotta.
I feel like it would also have earrings.
And she would still have the big lips.
Yeah.
Painted red lips.
All of it.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, but it's Potato Head now. Not Mr.
I won't be playing.
Can you imagine what you could get on eBay for an old school original Mr. Potato Head?
And my husband made me get rid of all my kids' toys.
You did
and
not.
It was tons of money. I mean, we would be worth millions.
There you go. Like you could, like Michael Jordan's shoes.
Right.
You could have sold the Mr. Potato Head.
Right.
Okay. So for this story, we are going to Ada, Oklahoma, about 12,000.
Okay.
It's a small town. We're going to March 22nd, 2021. Around 1 a.m., police received a call from a distressed woman. She was 47-year-old Kristie Evans, and she told the police there was an intruder and her husband had been shot. So, yeah. She was frantic. I heard the call. She sounded pretty frantic. But she also sounded a little kind of confused to me. So I wasn't really sure, like, are you in shock or is something else going on? Like, okay. Anyway, so police went to Kristie Evans' home and she was waiting outside when they got there. In the bedroom, the police found 50-year-old David Evans, her husband. And it was clear immediately that he had passed away. He was no longer alive. There was blood coming through his mouth and nose onto the bed, and so much so that it was dripping on the floor.
Oh my gosh.
So obviously just had happened. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about David Evans. David was born in New Jersey in 1970. He was one of 6 children. By the time he was a teenager, his parents had moved the family to Oklahoma. That's how he got there. David and Kristie, remember Kristie's the one that made the 911 call. They met in high school as teenagers. She was a freshman. He was a senior. Okay. Kristie was part of a large family like David was, and David did wait until she was a senior before he asked her out. So there's no creepy vibe there, you know. I mean, senior freshman, I don't think my kids today would like, if they were a senior, they wouldn't date a freshman. Like, I don't think they would do that.
I always thought that was kind of weird anyway, when you'd hear like one of the friends in high school, she's like, oh, I'm dating this older guy. He's 20. It's like, how much of a loser is he that you're a sophomore?
Yeah.
And dating a 20-year-old? Like,
so if they were that far apart in age, when she was a senior, he would have been like 4 years older than her, 22, I guess.
Yeah.
So anyway, David at that point, he was kind of a bad boy. So he liked the bad boys. They had only been dating for a few months and they got married. So that was in 1991. They moved into an apartment, and within a year, they started having a family. They had in total 3 children, 1 girl and 2 boys. Over the next 15 years, the family struggled. I mean, you're young. You get, you know.
Oklahoma's hard life.
Well, and David and Kristie, it was like they would get jobs, but they wouldn't keep them very long. I don't want to sound like I'm blaming them for not being able to keep them, because I don't know that it was their fault. But for whatever reason, it was difficult for them to make a living.
Yeah.
But David eventually landed a job as a Bible bookstore manager.
I'm sure that's very lucrative.
Yes. You are making money hand over fist. So in this job, of course, he met a lot of pastors and ministers. They would come into the Bible bookstore. And over time, he decided he wanted to take classes in ministry. Yeah. When I was a little kid, I wanted to be a preacher.
Really?
I'm not kidding. Yeah.
I wanted to be a nun.
Did you?
I did.
Wow.
Didn't work out for me.
I can see that we both, took different paths.
Chose a very different path.
Yes.
Not me.
You didn't want to be? No.
No.
You just wanted to be in a band, huh?
No, not even then. It's more, I want to be a storm chaser, and then I want to be a fighter pilot.
Oh, okay.
I was really into Twister and Top Gun.
Have you watched the new Twister?
No, I haven't.
Now, Harold is in the room camera switching for us.
I see that.
And he's having an aneurysm, I think, because you said Top Gun, and that's his favorite movie.
Yeah, it was like the new one was even better, because the first one was like 20 minutes of planes and it's a love story. This other one was like maybe a love story, but like all of planes. It made it way better.
I liked the first one, but I didn't like the casting of the girl in it.
Oh, I didn't.
I don't
really
think
either.
she fit well.
She was completely not. Yeah.
No.
There's not a lot of women that fit well with Tom Cruise.
Ruined the movie.
Got sidetracked.
Anyway. Sorry. Okay, so by 2007, David was ready to pursue a higher calling. Okay. He wanted to teach people about Jesus. He became one of several pastors at a local church. You know, they have the head pastor, the assistant. He was one of them. He wasn't the head guy, though. Kristie came from a religious family, so she was supportive. She was like, cool, let's do this. One of their sons said that they were at church from sunup till sundown, and David gave 110% to the church.
All right.
So in 2015, David's devotion paid off, and he got a job as a head pastor at Harmony Free Will Baptist Church.
Nice.
Yeah. A long name for a church, I think. Kristie was right there by his side. She would clean the church. She would help with worship. She also worked at a local hospital as a dietary aide. So like everybody's looking at them in the community and the congregation, and they look like the perfect couple. They loved each other. They had fun together. You know, they were worshiping, and it was just great to everybody looking from the outside. All right. But now we're going to flip back over to that 911 call and police being on the scene. So, like I said, David was found dead. At this point in time, David and Kristie had been married for 30 years. The kids are grown and out the house, obviously.
Okay.
One of the last things that David had done, he had just gotten back, like the day before or that day, from a mission trip in Mexico. So he was helping the underprivileged.
Oh, no.
What?
Nah, nothing.
Yeah. Nothing good can ever come from helping the underprivileged.
No, not that.
Is that what it is?
Goes to Mexico, comes back like, uh-oh, who do you get involved with?
Oh, yeah, that's a good path. I didn't even think about that. So Kristie is telling the police officers, like, this is what happened during the evening. She's recounting the events. David's back home. She said they went to bed around 8:30 or 9, went to sleep. She woke up in the dead of night to a loud pop. And she goes, David, did you hear that? And then she looked at David and realized he was shot and he was bleeding. So she got up out the bed and she ran outside to see if she could see anyone fleeing the scene. Bull fucking shit. I'm running away from whoever just shot my husband.
Oh, let me go find who did it.
Yeah.
Just shot him.
How'd you know he was outside? I mean, he could have still been in the house.
He could have been. Yeah. Who does that? That was my first what the... Yeah. All right. So she went outside, obviously. She didn't see anybody. And she went back in, called 911. She's telling the cops, we keep our house locked all the time. I didn't see anybody, all this stuff. So while she's telling all of this to one police officer, another officer is starting to look around the house, specifically the bedroom where they found David. He looks under the bed, around the bed, all through the room. There's no weapon anywhere. So he's like, this was not a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He did not commit suicide. So that's ruled off right out the bat. Get this. Several of the police officers on the scene and in the town went to the church where David was a head pastor. A little bit of a conflict of interest, I think. Well, they thought so too. And to avoid any conflicts of interest, they called in the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation.
Okay.
The OSBI.
Yeah, OSBI.
Yeah. So the Bureau arrived pretty quickly on scene and they started doing a forensic analysis of everything. The house didn't show any signs of break-in. There was no signs of anything being stolen. Robbery's not a motive. Again, Kristie's telling them we always keep our door locks. And she said something weird like, I'm going off memory. She said something weird like, we always keep our door locks because people just come in our house. Like, yeah. I was like, what? I would move if people were just coming in my house. But she said she had no idea who would want to kill her husband. They didn't have any enemies. Like, things were good.
Man of God.
Exactly. A man of God. When David and Kristie's children, adult children, were told, of course, they were devastated. And the police talked to them. And they didn't know anyone who would want to hurt their dad. So we're just like...
Not even mom.
Not even mom. No. So the police decide to go to the Harmony Free Will Baptist Church and talk to the congregation. Investigators learned that this was David's first head pastor position and that he was doing things different than the way they had been done at the church before. The parishioners didn't really want him to change the way that they were being preached to, but he was like more modern in his preaching. And he was talking about things like drugs and alcohol and sex in his sermons.
Like Potato Head versus Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head kind
he was talking about all that kind of shit. But, you know, I get where the police are going with this, but I'm thinking, these are church-going people. Do they really hate the way their new pastor's preaching so much that they're going to kill him? Just go to a different church.
Right.
You know,
there's a lot of them out there.
Yeah, tons, especially in the South, like with every corner.
Yeah, Baptist church, everywhere. So I'm thinking, like, I get why y'all are looking down this route, but to me, that doesn't make any sense. So the police go talk to the neighbors because, you know, the neighbors always know something, and they did. So while David was in Mexico for the past week, the neighbors noticed a ratty white Mustang parked at the house. So just a white Mustang?
I'm
not a big fan of Ford.
Found on the road dead, right? So this Mustang was not a vehicle they had seen there before coming and going. So it wasn't like somebody from the church who, you know, went there for dinner or something. Like, this is a car they've never seen. He's out of town. The car's like there a lot while he's gone. And one of the neighbors had a doorbell camera, or like a Ring doorbell camera. And dang, my paper didn't print right, y'all. It's all cut off. So, all right. One of the neighbors had a Ring camera. Got that. Harold is laughing at me.
That was cut one.
Okay. All right. So they go back to the footage on the Ring camera. Now, David was killed on March 22nd.
Okay.
They rolled it back a few days to March 17th. That's when they see
The white Ford.
the white crappy Mustang.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, they were able to get a license plate number
Wow.
off the car. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it's 2021. We got way better technology than we, if this was like
Oh, yeah.
2010 or something.
Right.
So they run the license plate. The car is registered to a man named Khalil Square. His background check. Yep. Khalil Square.
You know,
But
it's-
he's a well-rounded guy.
you look. And now you all know where I get my puns from.
Your mom's punny.
He is.
So they ran his background, and he had been in prison for assault and battery.
Yikes.
Yeah. He'd been there for 4 years for stabbing someone.
Oh, my.
And at the time of the murder, Khalil had been out of jail for about 2 years. So
About time to go back in.
I guess. Investigators thought it was strange that Khalil had been at the Evans house while David was gone to Mexico. You think?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. The Bureau was like, hey, Kristie, can you tell us about this Khalil guy and why he was at your house?
Do you know Khalil?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know Khalil.
Oh, yeah.
No. So let's go back over her story. Remember, she said they were asleep in the bed. She heard a pop. She woke up. So it had been determined by this point that David had been shot with a 9mm pistol.
Okay.
You're not going to hear a pop from a 9mm pistol. I looked it up. 160 decibels.
Yeah, you're going to hear a bang.
Which is
I
going to
have
cause...
a 9mm and it doesn't sound like a pop.
Yeah, it's going to cause immediate hearing damage if you're like in that close of a range to hearing it. So the investigators are... that is a red flag for them that she just said a pop. But you can't arrest somebody on that. But Kristie had also told them that she jumped up and ran outside, remember?
Yep. To chase the perpetrator.
Yes.
Who just shot her husband.
Well,
What if he'd have still been in the house?
I
What was she thinking?
He's got a gun. I got to go chase him.
Yeah. I mean,
get him.
he could have still been in the house, and then she's outside, and then she's fair game because she's out in the open.
I really don't honestly know what I would do because I've never been in that situation, but I would like to think that my reaction would be to immediately reach for a phone and call someone.
Or grab your own gun.
I don't have a gun that close. Well,
Oh,
I do.
okay.
I do
Yeah,
have
I
a
was gonna
gun.
say,
I
come
do
on.
have a gun that close.
I would lock the bedroom door first, then go get the phone.
Either way.
Hopefully,
think
I have a
we're-
phone in the bedroom.
Well, I think we're all in a... I don't keep my cell phone in my bedroom at night.
I never did until I got scared. When I got my gun, the lady who gave us some shooting lessons, she said, after you shoot somebody, the first thing you want to do is call the police. I'm like, yeah, if I didn't get him, though, I'm not going to walk out in the kitchen and get my phone. She goes, maybe you should take your phone to bed. And I've been doing that ever since.
Ah. That's a good
So
idea.
I sleep with my husband and my phone.
Well, my husband sleeps with his phone because he works for a company that will call you 24/7, 365. So,
Well, I will never miss your call if you try to call.
so the police are also like, a red flag on this, you're running after the perp kind of thing.
Yeah.
And again, you can't arrest her for this, but they're just like, this isn't really adding up. So we're less than 48 hours out from his murder at this point. And the police are still trying to figure out the connection between, 47-year-old Kristie and 26-year-old Khalil Square. Yeah. They bring Kristie in for questioning and they confronted her about Khalil. And she said, that's my boyfriend.
Nah, openly.
I would thought it would be a
admitted it.
maintenance worker or something.
No.
Oh, be dang.
Oh, he was maintaining shit.
Oh, yeah. Not what I thought, though. I thought the roof and a lawn, but okay.
And when she said, he's my boyfriend, she was very clear it was a sexual relationship. It wasn't just like,
Wow.
yeah.
No scruples whatsoever.
Them church people, man. All right. She went on to tell police that this is going to get even better. If y'all said wow to that she and David were swingers.
Oh, my.
And they would go to Oklahoma City and meet other swingers in hotel rooms.
For the record, I'm not Baptist.
That does. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
But
I'm just saying.
No, I feel like all religions have their own skeletons swingers. Yeah. Some like to swing with boys. Some
Just in
like
case
to swing
there's
with
a
adults.
relationship there between the two, I'm just letting it be known.
I think they're mutually exclusive.
Yes, like drinking Bud Light and
I'm not drinking that either.
and not.
And not.
Okay, so they would go to Oklahoma City and meet swingers in hotel rooms. And
Oh, good Lord.
so 3 months earlier, before this happened, Kristie tells police that her husband David found Khalil on Craigslist. Is that even still a thing?
What?
Oh yeah.
He arranged a meeting for the three of them. They had their threesome a few times. And then Kristie... So apparently with their swinging, they had rules like... I'm going off memory here, and I don't know the swingers rules.
Wait
but
an hour after you eat.
Yeah. Don't swing again. Yeah. No, it was David told, they agreed that they would do this, but neither one of them would have outside contact with these people to try to develop some sort of relationship.
So it never
separate.
goes to a twosome.
No, right. But in this case, it did.
Uh-oh.
Because
Broke the rule.
yes,
She's a
Kristie
cheater.
Damn
Yes.
you,
My
Kristie,
goodness.
damn you.
cheating on everybody. So Kristie decided she wanted to have an affair with Khalil by herself, and they secretly started communicating with each other. And of course, Kristie kept it a secret from David. And when David went out of town to Mexico, she invited Khalil to the house, and he stayed there while David was away. So they're just having so much fun. I was going to say they were swinging their asses off, but David wasn't there, so they weren't doing that. So the police are like, hey, why didn't you tell us about all this the first time we talked to you? And she's like, I thought it would look bad.
You think?
You are worried about shit looking bad now? Okay. So we're 3 days out from the death, and Khalil is a suspect. So, okay, now March 25th, Kristie's daughter called the police. Kristie's still free. She's, they don't have anything to hold her on.
So 3 days after the murder.
I think it was March 17th.
March 17th or 22nd?
17th.
17th. Okay, my bad.
So what?
A week.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Kristie's daughter calls the police.
All
She
right.
basically put her mom out on Front Street. She threw her under the bus and said, my mom's not telling you everything. You need to get her back in there and talk to her again. So what is this going to be? Kristie's third story that she's about to tell? So she goes back to the police station, and her story changed again. How about tell us the truth this time, Kristie?
Yeah.
This time she says that Khalil was the one that killed David. Kristie said she asked Khalil to kill David.
Oh, my goodness.
Apparently, Kristie was afraid of her husband. David was the one who wanted the swinger lifestyle. Dirty, dirty preacher man.
Yeah, that's right.
So Kristie goes on and on. David wanted to watch her have sex with other men. He was the one that made the hookups. She said...
You can't say.
She said, he made me have sex with between 50 and 100 men.
Oh my God.
Can
Made
we-
you.
That'd be like all of Oklahoma.
But can we narrow that 50 to 100? I mean, 50 to 60, 80 to 90, 50 to 100. Yeah, I feel like you would have a little bit better count of how many men your husband's making you have threesomes with.
If it's really torturing you, I think you'd remember the number.
You're keeping a notebook, tick marks.
The black notebook.
Yes.
You know,
So,
she's
black
still
address
walking.
book.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she's still, yes. Hey, and she got a boyfriend.
Oh,
So-
wow.
On the side, yeah.
So apparently it was still in good shape, all that. So Kristie said she thought that David would kill himself if she tried to leave him. Who gives a fuck?
Who cares?
He is horrible to you. Why do you care if he kills himself? Leave. But anyway, she said her only choice was to murder David. That was her only way out of the situation.
Now I would have let him kill himself because then you're not involved. And he
Yeah.
takes the blame and he's dead and
Well, that
we're
would
all
be
good.
so simple.
Yeah.
We wouldn't even be telling the story
Right.
today. But the plan was for Kristie to give David a sleeping pill. She would leave the back door unlocked for Khalil. He could sneak in, shoot David, and leave. And that's her whole story now. Third story. but her whole story. And so they immediately arrested Kristie for first-degree murder.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a small town. Everybody is talking about the murder, the arrest, the swinger lifestyle. I'm clutching my pearls like that. I can just see them
People
all.
in the congregation had to be involved in that swinging if it's that big, I would think.
I did not uncover any evidence to that effect.
Wow.
Yeah. So Kristie was put in jail.
Where's this church? No, I'm just...
It is closed for business. Closed for business.
What, am I the only one? No.
We're all thinking it. We just didn't say it, Tom.
Well, yeah.
So Kristie's in jail. She is still talking. And she confessed to everything because, according to her, she wanted to have peace with God. That's why she confessed.
Found her religion.
Yes. Yeah. She said the guilt was overwhelming her. And that's why. No, you told the truth because your daughter threw you under the bus.
Put you out.
Yeah. Put you out on Front Street. Kristie said David's idea of love wasn't really love, and that he initially started verbally abusing her, calling her stupid and lazy and fat. Over time, he escalated to slut and whore. If he's making her fuck other men, how's he
making her that way?
How's he calling her a slut and a whore?
That was part of she didn't realize that was part of the scheme. Like, that was part of it. And she just didn't realize they didn't use her safe word yet. So
yes.
He was still in the acting part of it.
Wow. So she goes on from jail to say that when she had these threesomes, what you crack-a-lacking, Harold? Oh, that was you cracking?
Yeah.
What you cracking?
This is Parish. So I usually tell what I'm drinking. So the Parish Original Pilsner.
Parish Brewing.
Yes.
And
Parish
Mom,
Brewing.
you're drinking.
Sam Adams Jacko.
Harold's drinking Bud Light.
Nice.
And I am drinking Redneck Riviera, which can be bought at your local grocery store by John Rich of Big and Rich.
Well, you're going to have to take a trip because you're almost empty.
I have 2 more bottles.
Oh, good.
She's fine.
I do
Nothing
not
like a spare.
Look, I do not run out of toilet paper or whiskey. Okay,
There you go.
That's it. No
What
hurricane.
else is there?
I don't have to rush to the store during a hurricane.
No.
Because I got whiskey and toilet paper.
That's right. That's all you need.
All right, so back to this whore slut. She said that when she had threesomes with these men, they were so nice to her and they complimented her. And David never did that because he was always berating her. All right, whatever.
That wasn't
It's that
their
liberal
role.
feel good again.
So
It wasn't their role.
Did you? David plays the hard ass.
Yeah, he plays the hard ass, and the other guy's the nice guy.
He plays the pimp, and
It's obvious.
yeah. So, one of David and Kristie's sons was in this documentary that I watched, and his name is Anakin.
The chosen one.
Luke, I am your father.
That's right. The
I could.
chosen
It
one.
was just right there. It was like a
chosen
softball.
one.
It was lobbed. Yeah, wasn't Anakin really? He was Anakin. He was a Jedi, and then he became Darth Vader.
True.
Isn't that right?
That's right.
Okay. All right. So I just had to
Influenced by love.
children.
You're
The
on
loss of love.
For my children who are not listening, I did that for you. Okay. So
You get an A.
thank you. Investigators talked to Anakin about his dad because they're like, we're hearing all this shit that Kristie's saying.
Anakin didn't have a father.
Yeah. He did. No. In real
In real
And
Star
in
Wars.
real life.
In real life. You all said in real life.
Anna Rue or whatever her name was.
in fantasy world,
In
maybe
fantasy.
not. But in this story, Anakin did have
he
a
had
father. And his father was a dirty, dirty pastor man who liked to force his slut wife to have sex with other
Yes.
men.
And he was the forceful one in the acting. Yeah.
Well,
He's also the dead one.
he is the dead one.
You know,
So, but I feel like it's good that they are trying to get other family members' perspectives on David, because really all we got right now is what she's saying.
right.
We don't know if he's really doing this stuff. Like,
He's even a priest. Like, no, I'm
No,
just,
it's not a priest. It's
he's
a
a
pastor.
pastor,
pastor. Sorry.
minister,
Sorry,
pastor.
minister.
Do not confuse the
I know,
religions.
I'm sorry.
Do
Here
not
I am.
Okay,
Here I am profiling.
you were. But okay.
Sorry.
So Anakin said when the family was at church, his dad was great. When they were at home, it was a totally different story. He controlled everybody. He tracked everyone on Life 360. He physically, man, can you imagine?
No.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
He was physically abusive. He worked long hours at the church. Kristie did everything that David wanted. This is Anakin saying all this.
Huh.
I just can't stop saying Anakin
I
because
know.
it's just like such a name for a
It's
child.
a fun word.
It is. It is a fun word. So David beat Anakin one time so much that he concussed him.
Oh,
wow.
my goodness.
Anakin had a concussion. Yeah.
Now, is that Anakin saying that, or there's actual proof of that?
No, I think that he actually had to go to the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Preacher Man has two different sides, just like you said, Mom. Yeah. So we know now he was doing all the shit that Kristie was saying. So hours after Kristie was arrested, they found Khalil Square, and they arrested him. And the police, like, at first he's like, nah, bro, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then they're like, Kristie done spilled the tea on everything. We know all this. And so he's like, okay, I did it. But his story has some interesting differences.
It didn't take much convincing.
No. He's like, this is what Kristie said. He's like, oh, okay, then yeah, okay, I did it.
He's the only honest one out of anybody.
Ratted out by love.
Yes. And that's what this is going to come down to, Mom.
Oh, boy.
So Khalil had pretty much the same story as Kristie's third story, but there were some notable differences. He said that he fell in love with Kristie.
Oh.
And he thought they were going
broke rule one.
It's a love story.
That's
no,
right.
He broke rule one.
No, rule 1 is don't kiss on the mouth.
This
Rule
is not
2.
murder. This is a love story.
Yeah, it is a love story. Rule 2 is don't fall in love.
Yeah, don't fall in love.
And third is don't tell.
That's right. He really thought they were going to have a life together. Like, for real.
Oh, wow.
The age difference, for starters.
Yeah. Old enough to be his mother.
Completely different backgrounds. Anyway, Kristie had told Khalil how horrible David treated her and the kids. And she told him that David was sexually and physically abusive. She told him that there was only one way for them to be together, and that was that he needed to kill David. Dirty, dirty Pastor David. So Khalil believed that Kristie loved him. I feel like she's doing a little grooming here. Like,
Well, she's the oldest, so she has the most experience and the most knowledge. And she's also in the most trouble.
yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention one little thing. There was a $250,000 life insurance policy.
Oh, just a little
Ba-ba-boom.
handy thing. Just a little handy thing.
And Kristie had promised Khalil, remember he had that shitty Mustang,
New car.
A new
A new
Mustang?
truck.
Oh.
A new
tr-
horse.
and $160,000.
Wow.
So now I'm like, is this about love or is this about money?
There's like nothing left. A
What you
nice
mean?
new truck these
yeah, there
days?
is.
Yes, 2021.
250? Oh, 2021.
bruh.
Yeah, it's not now.
I mean,
Sorry.
but
Yeah.
no, 2021. I mean, a decent new truck would
Oh, yeah.
probably be 40 grand.
Don't
Absolutely.
forget, she was going to be riding in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So according to Khalil, here's where their stories kind of differed a little bit. Kristie devised the plan, gave Khalil the murder weapon. All he had to do was walk in and pull the trigger. But once he got inside the house, he freaked the fuck out. He froze. He couldn't do it. Yeah. I don't want
She
to go
said, give me the damn gun. I'll do it.
close.
Oh.
He's like, I don't want to go back to jail. And she's like, I don't know how to shoot the gun. You have to do it. I don't know how to work the gun.
Pull the trigger.
So they had a lesson
she-
before?
No, she
Jesus.
literally physically brought him to his feet and said, go kill him. And he did.
Huh.
He went and shot him. So there's all the stories of everybody. So I think we kind of have somewhere in there, probably a melding and meshing of the truth somewhere amongst all those stories.
Put them all in jail.
The one thing we know is David is dead.
Is what?
Dead.
Yeah,
David is dead.
David's dead. He was son of Anakin.
And these two clowns,
Are responsible.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so y'all are going to love this. There was going to be a trial,
Okay.
but for I'm talking about Kristie first,
Yeah.
not Khalil.
Not Khalil.
There's going to be a trial, but the prosecution found some shit. Oh, Kristie had been writing letters from jail to Khalil and other men. She wrote letters bragging, saying, "I'm so good in bed, any man would have killed my husband."
Aww.
Another letter she wrote, "I should have paid better attention to the Dateline episodes." Yeah. So when they were like, Kristie, you want to go to trial? She was like, "Nah, I'll plead guilty."
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah. I'm good. Don't read those in court, please.
Yeah.
But her defense attorneys also felt that if she pled guilty, she would get like a lesser sentence.
That's right.
But the sentence she got was life in jail with the possibility of parole. But I think it's going to be like 40 years before.
She'll be dead.
Yeah. So Khalil Square received life in prison. Now, if you're listening to this and you feel that Kristie was in a situation that she couldn't escape, her daughter has a petition online to get her out of jail.
Okay.
And you can go see that because she's her it's well written what her daughter wrote. I mean, you know, it just depends on what you believe in this whole situation. But you can go to change.org/mercy for Kristie. And she talks about how her, you know, how they grew up in a very tumultuous family and David was horrible. But you know what? Your mom still fucking like had a huge part in killing your dad.
Yeah.
So
Here's part of the problem.
Killing is wrong no matter what the reason is.
yeah, he could have just killed himself.
Yeah.
Why didn't you know? Anyway, so that's the story.
So I believe in driving them crazy and let them do it themselves.
Yeah.
Then I'm not involved.
The good old fashioned way.
Right.
Don't poison them.
Right.
Don't get your 26-year-old lover to shoot them.
Just
drive them crazy.
Right.
Yeah,
All women know how to do that, right?
of course. That's a birthright.
Don't ask my husband, okay? Don't tell him that.
He's in the room and he's making choking to death faces.
He's so dramatic.
He is. No. Okay. So I watched Snapped, which is a show on Peacock. I think you can watch it on Oxygen too. Season 33, episode 9, Kristie Evans. I have been on a kick with that show. It's all women who have lost their shit and killed somebody. And I think it's great. I also went to NBCnews.com for some of my info. That is the story of Dirty Dirty Pastor Man and his wife and her lover.
So we still don't know who actually pulled the trigger.
No, it was Khalil.
It was Khalil.
It was
Okay.
Khalil.
So it was Khalil.
Yeah. She told
She
him.
just held him up and kept him strong so he could pull the trigger.
Yeah.
So he's like looking away, pointing, and she's just like helped him move his finger.
Remember, she told him, "I don't know how to use the gun."
Yeah.
Toss.
Toss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Toss.
I don't know how to use the gun. You're going to have to kill him.
You
You're gonna have to do
squeeze
it.
the trigger.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
All right. Do y'all
Well,
want?
Khalil was a dumbass.
He was.
He
Yeah.
was in love.
No, he was in love.
He was in love.
Oh,
That threesome. Yeah.
He was
Someone in the room
love.
is motioning that he had a huge dick.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe she was in love.
gifted.
Yeah. He was.
Gifted.
Oh, that's it. Well
Gifted.
endowed. He had a hog.
Yeah.
He had a hog.
Man of
he
God.
also had a horse. He owned a Mustang.
All right. So to lighten the mood a little from murder, I have found some new state laws that are still in the books that I thought you might be interested in.
This is my favorite part. The first time we did Kentucky, and I thought it was the best thing ever. It's the laws they have. The one I remember the most is women aren't allowed to buy a hat on Sunday unless their husband approves of it. And it's still state law in Kentucky. And I always remember that because this is
One of the ones I remember was a woman, I think it was Louisiana. A woman can't drive a car unless her husband is in front of it waving red flags.
These are active laws.
So, Tom, did
Who's
you know?
policing these?
Did you know the joke's on you because it's also against the law in Kentucky for hat stores to be open on Sunday?
Oh.
Joke's not on me. I don't live in Kentucky.
No, but I looked that up when you said that on the first one. That I
Yeah,
listened to.
it was one of the funny. That one in the you must
Mom does
honk
her
your
homework.
horn to not scare the horses. I think is what
no,
we said.
because you needed to alert the horses.
Oh, they alert
you're
the horses.
coming
That's
into
right.
town.
For the
So
other
that meant
town.
you had to break into the store because the store is closed,
Yeah.
and then you get the hat, so you didn't really
But
buy
if
it, so
you're-
you committed a crime. So yeah, your husband's going to tell you you can't
Yeah.
get a hat on Sunday.
Right.
See,
All right. So the first
Makes
one I'm
sense.
going to tell y'all today,
where are these? What state are these from?
this one, a different one.
Oh, different
Oh,
ones.
okay.
This one's from Arkansas.
Okay.
All right.
No pinball winning streaks.
What?
Wait.
Arkan-
Stop. What is a pinball winning streak? What are we talking?
I'm only allowed to be a wizard in 49 states?
Yep.
Can't
No
be-
pinball
yeah.
wizarding.
Can't be
in-
high score twice.
No pinball wizarding in Arkansas. Okay. Here's the deal. They made it illegal for a pinball machine to give away more than 25 free games to a player in one sitting. According to the Arkansas State Legislature, the statute aims to prohibit machines that encourage gambling. Are you fucking kidding? It's a pinball machine. It ain't
pinball
spitting
machine.
out money at you.
No, it's
So
not
how did-
spitting out
so-
anything but disappointment if I play it.
How do they police it?
Yeah,
Don't
because
know.
if you get up, what a pinball has a camera that can see you and recognize you and say, "Oh,
Who's that
hey,
good?
buddy, and I already gave you 25, so you can't have them, even though you just got up and sat right back down."
Who's
Mate.
that good at pinball?
The pinball
No,
wizard.
not
Pinball
me.
old school pinball. I'm with you.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Back when you could get like 5 games for a quarter.
right,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
that don't happen no more.
All right. No. Have you been to that place in Baton Rouge that's an old school arcade?
B arcade?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
It's pretty cool.
It is fun, and yeah,
It's got old school.
I think the 5. I'm probably older than you, but 5 games for a quarter, and you got 10 balls for each
yeah.
game.
Yeah.
yeah. See,
So
I pay
that's
$1.50,
50
and
rounds.
all 3 of them fall right down the middle every time.
Well, here's the thing. The other thing about our old school pinball, you literally had to pick it up and slam it on the floor, WWE style, to get it to tilt.
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
right.
not anymore.
It would never tilt.
Today,
Oh, man.
I mean, like you were literally
No.
like manhandling this thing and it wouldn't tilt.
No, I got
Today,
yelled at.
That's
You
because
hit
now
the
they're
flipper.
money eaters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
got
just want
yelled
your
at.
money. They don't really want you to have fun.
you flip the flipper too hard and they tilt today.
Yeah.
All right, Delaware.
Ooh.
Don't sell pet fur.
Don't sell what?
Pet fur.
Don't sell pet fur.
Fur.
In
What
Delaware,
the hell?
it's a misdemeanor to sell, barter, or offer the fur of any domestic dogs or cats.
Okay.
Any products made in whole or in part may result in a fine of $2,500 and a ban of owning a dog or cat for 15 years.
Of domestic dogs and cats.
Yes.
Let's be clear here.
So related to animals and domestic animals,
Mhm.
I'm not sure it's true. And I don't know where I heard it from. I can't imagine who would say it, but I think they eat them in Springfield, Ohio.
Ooh,
Yeah,
really?
I think. That's what I heard.
Well, the law goes on
Oh.
to clarify. Are there a lot of Asian people there?
No.
Sorry, Asian listeners. Okay. You can't even use shed fur. Like the fur that's on the fucking carpet. You can't even.
or your couch.
Yeah, or your
in
couch.
food.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Who would buy that?
Who would buy
Oh,
what?
come
Pet
on
fur.
now.
Oh, no. I've seen things where like they knit sweaters and shit out of cat hair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
For real.
We make
I
fish
try
bait.
to get. I use tape to get cat hair off of me. I
Yeah.
would never buy it.
No,
and
we
put
used
it
to
on
make
purposely.
we used to make fish bait out of using cat
oh my
fur.
god!
It sticks
Oh,
together.
yeah, the little-
Yeah, it's
yeah.
got hair and stuff. There's a whole Disney series on it. 101 Dalmatians. It's all about pet fur.
See, in the old days, we would find a dead bird and take a feather and put it on our hook.
The old days.
Did that work?
No, there's no way that worked.
My grandpa had a lot of fish in his pond.
Okay.
They were jumping out. Didn't
Here-
need a feather.
Here's one close to where y'all lived at one point in time. This is from Iowa.
Hmm.
Don't lie about butter. Iowa takes butter pretty seriously.
What if you can't believe it's not butter?
Exactly. Anyone trying to pass off margarine as real butter is guilty of a misdemeanor under the food labeling laws in Iowa. Renovated butter, whatever that is,
What is renovated butter?
must also be labeled as renovated butter.
Ah, yeah.
Do not know. I did not look up what renovated butter was.
Contractor
so I
got
think
involved.
they ought to be investigated for fraud because I saw this morning that Kansas is the state that produces the most butter in the United States.
But this is Iowa.
I
Oh.
know. So
They
they're
shouldn't
worried
have-
about a butter law when they're not even the capital of the butter.
I gotcha.
They
I
need some
gotcha.
butter love.
You know, if you're the capital, you could say
So
something
where
like
was
that.
the
but
capital?
Kansas.
I mean-
Kansas makes the most butter in the United States.
So when you go to their county fairs,
Topeka, is that the
they
capital? of
have
Kansas?
they have all of the butter products. They have the fried stick of butter. They have everything.
Right. Well, Iowa has they're the cheese.
Iowa's the cheese.
Wisconsin has cheese too.
Yeah.
But Iowa does too, and they have milk. They're big on milk. But for some reason,
Iowa's just corn.
Yeah, corn and bog.
Hey,
Like,
it was
that's all I
on the
remember.
news, so it's got to be true.
You're right.
It's gotta be
True.
true.
All right,
True.
Nebraska.
The news would never lie to us.
No, they would not. Neither would the internet.
Nebraska. Now there's corn.
So Nebraska. This one's called the VD law.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is what you think it is.
It is. Okay. All right. This ought to be good.
Marrying, if you have an STD, is illegal in Nebraska. Even though Nebraska doesn't require any sorts of blood tests or medical examinations in order to get a marriage license.
Okay. So how do you...
Don't know. How do you enforce it?
I believe Willie down the street.
What?
You just believe Willie down the street.
I'm pretty sure that Kristie and Khalil probably couldn't have gotten married in Nebraska because of the VD law.
I'm not a doctor.
She had more problems than BB, trust me.
Oh, you're right. All right. I got two more. North Carolina.
Okay.
Oh, I know somebody in North Carolina.
Hey,
Yay.
y'all. Don't use elephants to plow cotton fields.
Oh no. There goes my friend's business. Oh no.
That was my retirement plan, honestly.
I know. I was gonna go help. I was gonna train the elephants.
What kind of fields?
Cotton.
Cotton.
And it's funny that you say
Is
that.
there cotton in North Carolina?
Because, well, I feel like tobacco would be maybe one of their main ones, but let me tell you what it says. In North Carolina, elephants can't be used to plow cotton fields, but other fields, it's okay. Just no cotton. Don't even think about it.
Now I would think you wouldn't put an elephant in a peanut field.
Ooh, good point. Don't plow in Georgia. Don't plow your peanut.
No elephants in Georgia peanut fields.
Mhm.
Yeah. They just eat your crop.
I don't understand.
And here's the last one. Oregon.
Oh boy.
Don't throw fecal matter.
There's plenty of that.
Hold on. There's got to be an ending to this.
If you're traveling with bottled pee in Oregon, you cannot throw it out of your vehicle or leave it on the side of the road. This is a Class A misdemeanor. The same is true for fecal matter, which leaves us...
My good Lord.
Yes, which leads us to a similar question that we have for Oregon. What is going on over there in Oregon that you're just driving around with
There
pee
are
and
some
poo?
nasty, filthy people there.
Fecal matter from what? A dog?
It doesn't
a person?
matter. Shit is shit. Doesn't matter.
Thank you. On that note, shit is shit. Shit is shit. The wisdom, the words of mom.
That's mom.
I love it. True story. Okay, I hope y'all enjoyed this.
I loved it.
I hope you will come back and do it again.
I hope I can.
And maybe your husband will start listening to the podcast and he could be on it next time he comes.
So
That's
I'm
right.
thinking about unplugging
Your
the
dad.
TV so he can't watch TV.
Oh,
He'll have no
no.
other choice. It's either listen to me or the podcast, which would it be? And I'm sure it'll be the podcast.
You can watch the
He hates us
podcast on
anyway.
TV. There's
You
a camera
can.
this whole time.
YouTube.
Oh, no.
You're on YouTube.
You can watch it.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I already
Oh,
done my
wow.
hair.
Too late.
Only reason why I have makeup on today.
I have no makeup and no hairdo.
You know what?
And my fat shirt. Oh, my God.
If you go back and watch a lot of the YouTube videos, you will see that I am usually no makeup and baseball cap and, but this was the first time you were coming on. I had to spruce myself up a little bit for you.
Oh,
You look great,
well, thank
Tammy.
you.
Oh, thank you.
Look
Thank you
great.
for having me.
Thank you for being here. I had a good time. I hope y'all had a good time.
Absolutely.
Oh, the walk from the coast was so difficult.
So everybody out there, if you would like to help support the show, go to patreon.com/grits. That's Patreon/grits. You can help support the show and you can pay for some Bud Light for Harold to continue camera switching for us
Yeah, buddy.
and new cameras, new microphones. Shit doesn't last forever anymore. It breaks. So
Just remember, Grits with Murder is your favorite podcast.
that's right. Grits with a side of murder.
And your favorite beer holder.
And that's right. If you want a koozie, you'll have to come to a meet and greet because that's where you get them.
That's right.
All right, go to YouTube and subscribe. We're getting close to the 1,000 subscribers. Go to Facebook. We have 2 pages there, a regular page and a private group page. We're on TikTok. We're on all the social medias. And I think I covered everything. Yeah. Thank you, Harold, for camera switching. Thank y'all again for being here.
Absolutely.
All right. Tell your mom and them to listen, and we're going to let Zydeco Mike take us out.